that you and I probably have been into some interesting conversations with leaders around adoption, and we've heard maybe at times the position of, I'll get into Salesforce or I'll log in when my team tells me that it's ready. The kind of the passive approach. What do you say to leaders or stakeholders? Or how do you convince their minds and hearts to take a more active role in driving adoption?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I would say, creating kind of that FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, in terms of what they're not, being involved in, whether it's a conversation that's happening in chatter, or, one of their kind of senior leaders putting something into Salesforce and them missing it, or, something that's creating kind of that, curiosity, right? Of maybe I should go in there and have a look. And so that's one way. The other is simply, kind of, again, engaging at that executive level to say, okay, here's a list of all the, top, we had the winners and, wall of shame.
Leaderboard and
the leaderboard of the whole of, wall of
Hall
shame.
of Fame and wall of shame.
Exactly. And so, showing them that to their executive steering team to say, hey, these people, I think they're on your team. They're not even logging in or haven't logged in months. And so having them kind of take some of the accountability to go back to them and say, what's going on here?
So I'm hearing FOMO, which is a great tactic, and also giving them the visibility that they need to identify, what are the focus areas, right, where they need to maybe go and pay attention to drive adoption. Absolutely. Open up those conversations. Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
Because adoption is not just the COE's job, it's everybody's job, right? As a user, it's my job to go in and make sure I'm using the platform. At the COE level, it's their role to make sure they're creating enough value for the end users. And at the executive level, they also need to ensure that there's adoption. And so having those conversations with their teams to say, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you leveraging? And maybe that uncovers key, areas of improvement that may not necessarily come up if you're not asking those questions and having that dialogue.